Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Marilys E., your manifestation coach, and I'm here to help you create the life you desire, one manifestation at a time. So today's topic is, and it has nothing to do with manifesting, but it's something that a lot of people need to know, something that a lot of people need to hear. So if it's not for you, I get it. No, it's no big deal. But the topic of this video is 3 of the most important rules when it comes to dating. And like I've said in maybe a couple videos in times past, what I say is not gospel. You don't have to bank on it. You don't have to take it as golden. I get it. Again, no pressure. I just speak based on my experiences, and I just pray it blesses somebody else in the process. Period. So, again, 3 very important rules when it comes to dating. And I'm not going to have y'all on here long. But, again, these are things that I've learned in my experiences when I was calling myself trying to date. Like, now I'm waiting on who God has for me. That's just the bottom line. But when I was dating, I realized that there were some things that I was jacking up. And there were some things that I was compromising and, all that. But I'm going to help y'all. I'm going to bless y'all. So, one of the first rules when it comes to dating, first thing is ask questions. Ask questions. At the end of the day, I did one about this, the dangers of settling, probably back in like November of 2019. And I brought up Portia and Dennis. Anybody who watches reality TV, Real Housewives of Atlanta, you've seen it. Back when she was dating Dennis, and I remember they were at this restaurant or whatever, sitting there eating, living it up. And she's made a comment about not wanting to ask too many questions because some lonely woman at the house now because she wanted to ask too many questions. So I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. Something to that effect. And in keeping her mouth shut and not asking questions that should have been asked in the beginning, now she's with a man who, they have a beautiful baby together. The ring is up. The ring is lit. It'll blind you. All the ice, it'll blind you. I mean, drip, drip. But at the end of the day, he's not protecting your heart. He's cheating, or he has cheated, and God only knows if he's still cheating now. All because you didn't want to ask questions. Now, this is not to say had she asked questions, he wouldn't have been a cheater. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I feel as though a lot of things, and not just in her case, but like I said, in cases that I've been in, a lot of things could have been prevented had she asked questions and had I asked questions back when I was dating. You know what I'm saying? And some of y'all watching this may feel the same way. Y'all may have had some crazy experiences, and y'all may be like, you know what? Yeah, I probably should have asked him such and such. And and look, a lot of people feel like, oh, well, if I ask too many questions, he gonna think I'm, trying to be in his business, or he gonna think I'm weird, or I don't know. But at the end of the day, would you prefer a man to think, you being in his business or you doing too much? Or would you prefer later down the line, you getting your heart broken? You getting, caught, or not caught, but you're stuck with somebody who it's like, oh my God, who is this person? This is not the person I was dating months ago. So ask questions. It's nothing wrong with asking questions. I'm the type of person, I don't have to have your social. I don't care about your social. At the end of the day, what I want to know, I want to ask questions. I want to know answers to questions like, what's your relationship like with your mother? Yeah. And not only, I'm not just going to take your word for it. I want to see the interaction. I want to see y'all interact. Because I said it in another video about narcissists. A lot of men, not just narcs, but a lot of men hate their mothers. A lot of men are misogynistic and they hate women, all because of the relationship that they have with the first woman who was ever supposed to love them. Ask questions. What was your childhood like? Were you abused in your childhood? Because some people, and I'm sure y'all have heard it before, some folks weren't raised on love. They were raised on survival. So ask questions. It's nothing wrong with it. And the minute somebody gets offended, the minute somebody wants to say that you crazy or you're doing too much, that's fine. You got it. And let that be your answer. To run like the wind. Because at the end of the day, you deserve to know. Period. Okay, the second thing is, don't compromise your boundaries. If you have boundaries in place, if you have set boundaries, if you have created boundaries for yourself going into dating, don't compromise those boundaries for a piece of eggplant. Don't compromise those boundaries for a piece of kitten. I'm trying to be kitten. That's so lame, but I'm trying not to be vulgar and explicit. But y'all get what I'm saying. To the guys, this is just for men and women. Men too, y'all need to ask questions. Because some women out there ain't got it all up there. They are missing a few fries from their Happy Meal. So y'all need to ask questions too, fellas. And it's real. And it, like I said, it's nothing wrong with asking questions. Ask questions. But like I was saying, the second thing is, don't compromise your boundaries. If you have boundaries set in place when it comes to dating, if you have a boundary that's set, and it could be something so simple. If you have a boundary that says, I will not talk to men, and I'm speaking from a woman's perspective because, hey, I'm a woman. I won't talk to anybody past 11 o'clock. Don't call me past 11 p.m. Do not text me past 11 p.m. If you have set that boundary before dating or whatever, keep that boundary. I don't care how fine he is. I don't care how hot she is, bruh. Hold to your boundaries. Do not compromise your boundaries, because the minute you do, and don't let them know that that was a boundary. The minute you compromise that, some people, again, they weren't raised all the way right. They don't think like normal people. There are many sociopaths out here. It's a lot going on. So it's some people who will know, oh, she didn't talk to men past 11, but she on the phone with me past, it's 12:30, 1 o'clock. Then in their mind, okay, she allowed me to, what they used to say back in the day, give a person an inch, they'll take a mile. Yeah, she gave me that inch, and the next time they gonna want a mile. So be mindful. Do not compromise your boundaries for anybody. Love yourself enough, respect yourself enough to hold to those boundaries, and not allow anybody to make you break those boundaries or, again, compromise them. Love yourself enough. It's about self-love and self-respect. And like I said, ain't nobody out here worth dating. Ain't nobody that cute. Ain't nobody stuffed that lit for you to be out here compromising your boundaries. Ain't nobody got time for that. And the third thing is, and the third and very last thing, do not ignore the red flags. Do not ignore the red flags, because that's something that a lot of us do. And again, it's oftentimes because we don't feel like we are enough by ourselves. So we will do anything to have somebody to cater to those wounds of not being enough. We will do anything, we will compromise our boundaries. We will ignore red flags just to say I got somebody, just to say, oh, I got a man, just to say, somebody loves me. And half the time they really don't, because if they love you, they won't put you in a position to compromise your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? If they really love you, when and if you notice a red flag and you bring it to their attention, they're not going to try to gaslight you. They're not going to try to make you feel like you're crazy if they really love you. So at the end of the day, when y'all are out here dating, look, live your best life, sis. Live your best life, bruh. Get it how you live. At the end of the day, be great. But, like I said, everybody out here was not raised on love. I'm just saying. So, again, it ain't gospel. You ain't got to take it as such. That's perfectly fine. But as for me, those are the top three things that I will, if I was out here dating, these are my top 3 rules. Period. Bottom line. That's that on that. I'm going to do a little recap. First thing was, ask questions. It's nothing wrong with asking questions. And if they make you feel like you're doing a lot or doing too much, run like the wind. I don't care. It's certain stuff you need to know. I don't just need to know if you can cook. I don't just need to know how well you clean your apartment. Let's dig a little deeper, boo. Let's dig a little deeper. So yeah, ask questions. The second thing, don't compromise your boundaries. If you have them in place, and for those of y'all who don't, I would suggest that you get some boundaries in place. But again, that comes with self-love and self-respect. If you don't love yourself, you're not going to set boundaries. And it's a good way to know that you don't love yourself if you haven't set them. And if you let folks just walk all over you and do anything and say anything, ain't nobody got time for that. Again, love yourself. Respect yourself enough to set boundaries and not compromise those mugs when it comes to dating or anything else. The third thing and the last thing was, do not ignore the red flags. There are always red flags. I was married before. When I was dating my husband, guess what? I saw a few red flags. But because I was so wounded at the time, dealing with daddy issues and abandonment issues, I wanted a man. And he was catering to those wounds at the time. So yes, I ignored them. And guess what happened? We're divorced. I'm just saying. So, like I said, y'all, date, do your thing, love hard, be great, but do not negate the fact that, again, you need to ask questions, that you don't need to compromise your boundaries, and do not ignore those red flags. Do not ignore the red flags. It'll save you a world of heartbreak, I promise you. But anyway, that's all I got, y'all. Until next time, love and light, be great.